Hey, Angie, what's up?
Oh, I'm just looking something up on my laptop. I found it.
Laptop. She
Laptop.
sang it. She
Okay.
sang it.
So glad tomorrow's Friday, by the way.
This is not American's Got Talent, so let's calm down on the
I
singing.
know. Well, I don't have talent in singing. We already know this. I try. I like to sing, but I sound best when no one's listening. I gotta quit being so loud.
I understand.
So how are you doing today?
You're loud.
Shut up, I know.
Super loud.
Yet you still put the microphone close to me.
Well, how am I doing today?
Yeah.
I'm doing pretty good. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's a half day
For you.
for me.
Tomorrow's a super long day for
That's
me.
we remember the focus was on me.
Oh, it is always on you.
Not always.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said, "How are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was responding to that.
Well, that's true. You're right. Hey, question. Do you ever want to be younger? You ever want to like be young again?
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
Well, you can be if you go to a different planet. Did you know that?
No. How am I going to go to a different planet though? That's expensive. And I'd have to be an astronaut.
What you could do is the next time that there is a UFO, you could just hitch a ride. Like, because you said that UFOs come down, we talked about the other day.
They do.
And you believe in that kind of stuff.
They abduct us sometimes.
Why don't you just
but I
go
don't
ahead
think
and
they give us free rides to freaking a planet of our choice.
hitchhike? I'll tell you which one to hitchhike to in a minute. I'm gonna go over
We're
something
going
with
to
you.
put stuff in the planets?
What you'll do is you'll hitchhike, and you can thumb it, and maybe they'll pick you up. You can exchange favors. I mean, I don't know, Jeff, what they are into.
Maybe a hot alien. I can exchange some favors.
There could be. Well,
But there might be nobody at the planet when I get there.
I learned today. Well, you said there are.
Then I have to live longer with nobody.
But you said there are.
No,
You
I
said
didn't
there's
say there
life
are
forms.
everywhere. I said there's life form out there somewhere for sure.
Well, here, let me tell you something. I learned something in Nate's science class
sixth
today.
grade science.
Sixth grade
Bringing
science.
it, baby.
So I learned today that you are actually a different age on every planet. Okay.
That's so cool.
So
we
I'm
should
gonna-
do our ages.
I'm going to. I'm going to plug mine in first real quick,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll do yours.
49.
So, shut up. My birthday is January 29th.
You put in your
19
actual date?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. All right. Dear Lord, I'm old. I'm really old. Okay, so I'm going to go through these. And okay, so in Mercury, I am 186 years old. I look good.
What? You're 186
Uh-huh.
years old if you were on Mercury?
Uh-huh.
I wonder how that works.
My age in Venus, I'm 72.
72.
Earth, of course, I'm 44.8 years old. Mars, I'm 23. Hey, yes, let's go to Mars. Jupiter, I'm 3. Saturn, I'm 1.5. I'm not even 1.
Wait. You're 3 on Jupiter?
Uh-huh. 1.5 on Saturn. I'm 6 months old on Uranus.
Ah, you said
Oh my
Uranus.
gosh. I am 0.27 years old in Neptune, and I'm 0.18
How is that
on Pluto.
so?
I don't know how it works, but I do need you to know that.
So a year, basically what I'm hearing is on planet Pluto. Wait. Where are you? You're 6 months old?
Pluto. No, I'm 6 months old on Uranus.
All right, so you're 6 months old on Uranus. So
Pretty much, something like that.
6 months old. So basically a year on Uranus. 6 months, a year on Uranus equals 90 years on Earth, is what I'm saying.
90.
Yeah, you got to double it,
Oh.
right? Because 6 months, add 6 more months to it. I'm rounding up
Oh,
for a
yeah,
year.
I guess so.
And then, so that's crazy.
So I just need you to know that on December 26th, and then right after that. No, hold on. No.
The day after Jesus'
My next
birthday?
birthday is, in fact, my birthday. And then after that, I also have a birthday February 11th, 2021. And then again in March 2021. I have 3 birthdays coming up. Because it tells when your next birthday is. So my next birthday is naturally January on Earth. And then it says I have a birthday February 11th in Mercury. And then again March 20th in Mars. And I'm going to be 24 on March 20th in Mars. So that's it. It's
We're not
really strange.
celebrating.
We are.
We're not
What?
celebrating planetary birthdays.
Planetary birthdays. Yes,
Oh
we
no!
are.
It's already a
January,
whole month of the year.
February, and March. March 20th. That's my brother's birthday. I got to share a birthday with him. Okay, so now we're going to do yours real quick. So your May,
Isn't it going to be the same?
around that, 21st, 1975. So you're older than me.
Barely. I'm wiser. I'm
Even
your.
though-
You should always obey your
Even though...
elders.
So yeah, it's about the same. You're 189 on Mercury, 74 in Venus, 45.5 on Earth, 24 Mars, 3 years old in Jupiter, 1.5 Saturn, 6 months in Uranus, not even a couple months old in Neptune, and about a month old in Pluto. That is insane.
A month
I
old.
didn't know this.
So a month is basically
That's
45
crazy.
years.
I'm just gonna read what it says. Looking at the numbers, you'll immediately notice that you're different ages on different planets. This brings up the question of how we define the time intervals we measure. What is a day? What is a year? The Earth is in motion, actually several different motions all at once. There are two that specifically interest us. First, the Earth rotates on. We already know this. So I don't know how this works, but apparently there's a rotation period and a orbiting period.
Right.
It's so crazy. But it takes the planets different amount of days to rotate, I guess, around. It takes like Earth 0.99 days to rotate versus Mercury. It takes it 58.6 days.
Ah.
Yeah. So that's where it happens.
I see.
So anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
That. Can't talk. So I was telling the astronaut I was listening to talking about. It's just fascinating space. One thing that was fascinating is when he said, how many rockets or spacecraft blow up, or like, and it's like almost 5%. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody told you out of every 100 flights on a plane, or out of every 100 flights on a plane, one crashed, you wouldn't do it, right?
I'm not gonna fly.
I wouldn't fly it, but that's not how it works. But that's like 5 out of
So
every
why
100.
did you just use that as an example?
Because I'm telling you the difference between flying into space, the odds of you dying are so much greater
Well, yeah.
than flying in
That's
an
why I
airplane.
don't understand how anybody would want to do that.
You know how long they train for their missions?
Oh, I'm sure years.
3 years. And they have to learn Russian and Chinese.
Why do you have to learn that?
Because when these guys, like this guy was on the space station for 200 days, and you have to work with the other countries. So you go to their countries and train. They come to your country, and then you're up there working together. And you know what was cool? He said they had, which it's crazy, but he said they had the cosmonauts, the Russians, their psychologists sent up. They would send them with sounds from Earth to keep them connected, like rain, sound of rain, and different things you're not going to hear for 200 days, which is like 7 months, right?
Yeah.
So you don't hear anything. There's nothing. It's just...
That's horrible. I wouldn't want to do that.
So the views are beautiful, though.
I don't care.
The Earth is beautiful, and then the stars, like what we can see here on the darkest night, is nothing compared to what they can see. He said the millions and billions of planets and stars that you can see when you're up there is
Yeah.
insane.
That's interesting.
It's pretty cool.
I didn't know this either. You also weigh a different amount in other planets.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. I put my weight in. They did the calculation. I put my weight in. Weighed myself today. I weigh 55 pounds in Mercury, 132 in Venus. That's kind of where I want to be. 24 on the moon, 55 pounds on Mars. I weigh 55 pounds on Mars, and I'm 23 years old. I weigh 369 pounds on Jupiter. Remind me not to go there. 155 on Saturn, 129 on Uranus, 164 on Neptune, and Pluto 9 pounds. I weigh 9 pounds and I'm a little infant. That was about right.
That's
I weigh
crazy.
9 pounds and would be like a couple months old. That's kind of underweight. But
The thing
still.
is, you're the same size. It's just because of the gravity and the weight.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Shifting, you weigh different amounts.
However, on
Just
Mercury,
like-
I told you I was 100 and something years old and I only weigh 55 pounds.
Just like they were talking, he was talking about how they shot a satellite over and they could still see pictures right now. They landed on the moon in 1969. The footprints are still there.
Uh-huh.
Here, footprints wouldn't last any time, right?
Well, no, because there's people here.
No, regardless, out in anywhere, out in the desert, like you make a footprint, it's gonna
Yeah,
from the
those
wind and all
winds,
the,
yeah.
the gravity, things falling, storms up
Right.
there. We're talking how many years later? I
Right.
mean,
That's so weird.
60 years later.
When you really think about that. Like, that it's so different. But I don't, like, because when you were younger, you wanted to be an astronaut.
I
Right?
did when I was a kid. That was
What
my
made
dream.
you, like, why? What made you want to do that?
I think it was just me and my cousin. We constantly watched Star Wars, and then we started watching it. It was big when we were kids. We were 80s kids, so you know the launches were. We'd watch the launches.
Star Wars is still big.
And we watch. It is still big, but we'd watch all space stuff, and then I was just fascinated with space.
But did
I
you
still
really,
am.
were you fascinated? Did you really think you were going to get on a rocket ship?
I did. You know how you are when you're a kid.
Going on a trip on our favorite rocket
no,
ship.
don't.
Moving through the sky.
Oh, jeez.
Little Einsteins. I miss little Einsteins. Climb aboard.
Yeah.
We're ready to explore.
Yeah.
There's so much to find.
We also believe there's a monster under the house too. So,
Huh? You believe there's a monster under the house?
oh yeah, there's something under the house for sure. Under the house they live in over there. We'd go around
Oh,
the back.
when you were a kid, I
and there
thought you
was a
meant
cr-
now.
There was a crawl space, and it was like, who's going to go in the crawl space? There's a freaking monster in there. Something was living in there.
We need to ask Joe
and
Marquita
it was
if
gonna
it's still
kill
there.
us. And so they're just the adventures.
I think you were just adventures, but like really think about it though. Now, as an adult, would you still, if you did not have kids, if you were not, who are you texting that's so much more important than this?
Your daughter.
What does she need?
She needs money. What do they always need when they
Crap.
text me?
What does she need?
What do
does
they
she,
always need when they text me? If they text me,
how much money does she need? Where are they going? What's she doing?
I don't know. She wants food or something.
Of course. So listen, so right now you're an adult.
Some would disagree
If
with
you
that.
were not married and if you did not have children,
Oh my gosh, you would. That's pretty crazy. Sorry, what were you gonna ask?
you are already on my list.
What were you gonna ask me?
You keep interrupting me. Are you done now?
I might be.
Okay. If you didn't have kids, if you were not married and you're an adult, do you think you would still be interested in going into outer space?
No, because I get motion sickness too easily. If
That's
they
true,
could
you
break
do.
that, like
I mean,
if there's training that could break that, then I would consider it.
Jeff can't even like.
But I'm too old now.
He can't even let me be driving and look down for his phone for a half second. He's
I
like,
don't. I'm
so
a vagina,
shit.
man. I'm a vagina.
You are.
When it
You
comes
just
to
can't blind
motion, I'm a giant vagina, and that's not nice to say because vaginas are awesome.
Yeah.
I don't mean anything. I'm not discriminating against the
Except
vagina.
giant ones. I think a giant vagina would be kind of nasty. You gotta have the right size. A giant one would be gross. Like, can you imagine? Ew! Don't make me think about that.
I'm thinking of an 8-foot, 12-foot woman
There's no such thing.
with the giant vagina.
That's gross. Now I'm sick.
Ginormous.
We just ate dinner.
It's just-
no, but oh my gosh. So you would not be interested in it anymore. I mean, I know you wouldn't
I'm not
because
really
of us,
interested
because
in
you
it,
could
no.
really not come back.
I'm not really. It would be cool.
It was just-
I'm interested. It would be cool. But the world at this point in my life has crushed all my dreams and hopes.
Oh, please. Oh, poor thing. Welcome to everybody's world.
I'm kidding.
Jeez.
You know, when you're a kid, you have these like fantasies and these dreams of doing this thing and that thing. You know, and it. Then you turn into a skater punk, and you start liking basketball, and you forget about it.
My fantasy and dreams was to be married and have kids, and
Oh,
I wish I could go back.
Look
now.
what I gave you.
Oh, it's a fantasy. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I'm trying to think if I had like a dream job, like a fantasy job. I don't really think I did. I didn't like. When I grow up, I want to be. Actually, when I was younger, I thought I would never get. I didn't want to get married. When I was younger, I was like, I'm not getting married. No way. I do not want to get married.
And you met me.
Well, no, I changed my mind before I met you. But I'm just saying, like when I was younger, I really didn't want to get married. But I think that you go through that. But jobs, I don't know if I had like a job that I really, really wanted to do, other than.
You did once you got to college.
I did once I got to college, but I didn't know I wanted to do that, and it changed as well. I mean, your paths change, but you had like that was a big deal. Like being an astronaut is a big deal.
It was.
But you didn't do it. I'm glad you didn't.
Thank you. You reminded me of that. I gave that dream up before I probably got to middle school. You know what I mean?
Failed. No, you still have your plans somewhere.
We did have plans. We had plans. We had notebooks. I don't know where they are. My aunt probably has them.
When you're up late at night and I fall asleep and you're over there and I think you're drawing, you're really writing in your book.
They're top secret.
Oh, I bet. You wrote top secret on the top of it, didn't you?
We did. Top secret NASA plans.
NASA, baby. Did you ever go to, where is the NASA in Florida?
Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, is that what it is?
We went over there.
Did you get to go experience it?
We didn't get to see a launch from there, but we saw a launch from like the beach.
Yeah, but I mean, did you get to go to like the music? Like,
no, we didn't do all that. No.
The closest thing you've done to that is what, COSI, which was fun actually.
COSI was fun. I still love all that stuff. I'm very interested in like the stuff you're talking about tonight, with our ages and the galaxy. And what's crazy is, because I'll listen to dorky podcasts and stuff about some of this stuff. It's crazy. You think.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's crazy to think how far we've come with our technology, where we've discovered. Because when we were kids, like you're looking at these 8 planets, right? I think it's 8, 7, 8. Didn't they like take one away or something?
I don't know. There's
more than that. That's
not right.
Here's the thing. There's so many more. That's the thing. There's more. There's infinite galaxies, and it's crazy the amount of stars and planets out there.
Yes.
And there's planets. What did he say? It was fascinating the way quantum physics works. I can't talk about it. It takes geniuses to talk about it. But the way quantum physics works and things works, there's like other dimensions, other layers, other galaxies, where this conversation, because there's so many billions of planets, there's got to be, this conversation could be going on somewhere years from now or minutes from now, almost just like this.
I used to think that did you ever do that when you were younger? Think like,
what I said makes no sense. He explained it well. I sounded like a doofus.
No, you're fine. But did you ever, when you were younger, I did do this. Did you ever think there's someone out there right now doing exactly what I'm doing? Like right now, like opening a Coke at the same time I'm opening a Coke.
Was it your dream lover?
No, I'm just asking. Did you ever think that? Like they say everybody has a doppelganger.
That's what I'm talking about. It's crazy.
But no, like not years from now. Like literally somebody out there looks just like you.
God,
I'm sorry for mine, but...
Dude, that guy is killing it.
Well, you have. People say they found yours.
That's true.
In Charleston.
I'm a very common-looking person, though.
No,
I'm a basic, average doof, 45-year-old guy, white, middle class.
Okay, but I'm just saying that looks just like you, though.
He's a lucky.
They showed me a picture. Scott and what's his face showed me a picture.
You didn't think so?
I don't think so. But I know every feature you have, and like I'm with you every day, and I know all your idiosyncrasies. I know all your mannerisms. I know all of this. And just to look at the picture.
Yeah, they're.
You know what I mean? It's somebody might think that you look like somebody, but unless you're. I just had to know you at a different level, I guess.
Yes, you do.
But even putting your picture side by side, well, that's the same thing with Doug. Thinks you look like, what's his name?
A young Eric Clapton.
I gotta Google.
I've heard that before.
I'm Googling this.
I've heard that before.
Sorry, I'm going off track. We're talking about
I would love
science.
to have a young Eric Clapton's talent.
I'm sorry, we were talking about science and I got off track.
Another thing.
Okay, hold on. Come in. Nate. Oh, it's Brooke. Oh my gosh,
I gotta
Brooke
get my
is here.
stuff. I have to get a
You're
call-
texting Dad in the middle of our podcast. I'm like, who's so important that you're texting that you're like not paying attention to our podcast? And she's like, our daughter. Did you know, Brooke, on different planets you're a different age?
I want McDonald's.
On Mars, I'm 23 years old.
What am I?
I don't know. I don't have the thing up
Well,
anymore.
you're probably like.
But on Mercury, I'm
few months.
186 or something crazy.
So cool.
You want what now?
McDonald's.
So what are you coming in here telling me for?
Just get the card.
To get the car lift so I can use
Yeah.
it because my cash app's in the negative.
Could I have a hug at least?
Sure.
You're not coming back till tomorrow?
I'm going back in the morning. What are you?
Just hang on
Because
there.
somebody says that
Just-
Dad
just
looks like
hang
a
on
young
there,
Eric Clapton, and I don't.
Dad, you don't look like him. Don't let them talk to you like that.
This guy.
He's a stud, man. He was.
Dad does
he
not
was,
look
he was,
like that.
No, that's not a young Eric Clapton. That's an old
I
Eric
googled
Clapton.
young Eric Clapton.
That's not a young Eric
Do you know
Clapton.
what you're getting? Do you know where it is?
Yeah, it's in
Young
my
Eric
birthday
Clapton's
pocket.
back in the
Okay.
day.
Love
Like
you.
Love you.
Rose or something. Love you.
You do not look like Eric Clapton at all.
There we go. I don't look like Eric Clapton. Angie's decided.
Well, I mean, I'm with you. That's a young Eric Clapton. You do not look like him.
Okay.
And any of these pictures, do you look like Eric Clapton?
Look, let's let him have it. All right.
Poor guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. No. No. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, you do not look like him at all.
Who used to say I used to look like Edward Norton? That's who it was.
Yeah, I'll have to Google that next. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I got really sidetracked.
You did get really sidetracked. Anyway, I was going to say that what was cool when you start talking about, they're talking about the sensation of being in space. And I think I've always thought, oh, you're just floating around. And he said, no, the sensation all the time, you never lose a sensation until you come back to orbit Earth, is that you're falling forward all the time. He said, you're literally falling forward. He said, it doesn't look like it because just like when you're in a plane going 500 miles an hour,
You feel like you're standing still.
you look like you're standing still. Well, up there, you're going way faster than that.
Yeah.
Right? He said, you're falling, not moving and propelling. You're falling 5 miles per minute.
That's crazy.
And he said they constantly have to move to avoid space debris. You should look up the map of space debris by humans. It does a time lapse from 1959 to now. We have so much junk we've dispersed into the space. We're going to end up trapping ourselves because we put so much stuff, so many rockets and dead satellites and things in space. And he said they have to avoid them because if there's an impact, he said a speck of paint will shatter the whole enchilada. It will it's coming so hard, fast. A speck of paint. So if a metal debris hits it, they're done. Like they have to avoid that kind of stuff.
Do you know that a full NASA spacesuit costs $12 million?
It's awesome. I might get one.
70% of that cost is for the backpack and control module.
I'm trying to remember how heavy he said it was, but he said when they do a space station, a spacewalk, a spacewalk, he said it's an 8-hour spacewalk. He said it takes 2 hours to get in the suit, 2 hours to get out of the suit.
Jeez.
And he said, or is it 4 hours out there, 4 or 6, he said, out spacewalking. And he said that it's crazy how heavy it is. I forget how many pounds, 5 pounds per square. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It's really crazy. But
Well, I just looked up space facts, and it's just saying the footprint thing. It says the footprints on the moon will be there for 100 million years because the moon has no atmosphere, which means there's no wind to erode the surface and no water to wash the footprints away. This means that the footprints of the Apollo astronauts, along with spacecraft prints, rover prints, and discarded material, will be there for millions of years.
it's crazy.
There may be a planet made out of diamonds.
I've heard that. I
It's-
looked.
Yeah, it says let me start
There
over.
is one made out of diamonds.
There may be, it says.
Oh.
As space facts go, this is pretty impressive. Research by Yale University scientists suggests that a rocky planet called 55 Cancri, C-A-N-C-R-I,
think I did
Cancri, which has a radius of twice Earth's and a mass 8 times greater, may have a surface made up of graphite and diamond. It's 40 light years away, but visible to the naked eye in the constellation of Cancer.
I did
That's
a TikTok
crazy.
on that.
Did you?
Fact of the day, yeah.
I don't do TikTok anymore.
Yeah,
I have to
done
do
it in a
the
while.
same.
Yeah, you
And
do.
then one day on Venus is longer than 1 year.
There
Oh
you go.
my
That
gosh.
makes sense.
So when you say, I feel like this has been the longest day, well, good thing you're not on Venus, bitch.
But would you just adjust your calendar and say
Yeah.
that's not a day, that's a year? A day is this.
Yeah. So Venus has a slow axis rotation, which takes 243 Earth days to complete its day. The orbit of Venus around the sun is 225 Earth days, making a year on Venus 18 days less than a day on Venus. That's crazy.
He said that on Mars, the reason we can't inhabit Mars, as much as everybody talks about it, is because unlike Earth, Mars does not have a magnetic field. Without a magnetic field, we couldn't survive here.
Well, this says there may be life on Mars.
There is life on Mars. Probably.
Mars.
They
is
said
the-
there is. It's just
You just said no, but you just said
we
that-
can't survive there.
Oh, we can't
No.
because it says Mars is the most likely to be hospitable to life. In 1986, NASA found what they thought may be fossils of microscopic living things in a rock recovered from Mars.
What they did say is it's like because they were talking about what to do if someone dies in space, how to do with the body or whatever, and it's like a place like Mars. Yes, life can form, like it could happen. Like there's some water there, I think, but he said you got to be very careful about leaving DNA that something could form from, evolve from. You know what I mean?
And then something would happen like in Stranger Things.
Yeah, something
See, now
crazy.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's something like you're just like, okay, astronaut's dead, right?
Right.
It's like we don't need his weight on the ship. We don't need his smell.
Let's
whatever.
just throw him out.
Let's just toss him on. We're going by the moon. Let's just toss him on the moon.
You shouldn't litter.
His body will be there forever.
You shouldn't litter. Off topic for just a second. Speaking of litter, there was a guy in the gym today, an older gentleman. He's retired from CSX. Just like my dad, but I didn't get into that with him because he talked my ear off. But he was lifting weights beside me, and he kept looking over at me and looking out in the parking lot, and I don't know if he was trying to call me out or like, because when I go to wipe off my weights, sometimes I'll just like keep all the paper towels until like I have 4 or 5 stacked beside me, and then I'll go throw them away.
Right.
I don't know. It's a habit. I'm gonna throw them away. Well, I don't know if he was like, I don't know what he was doing, but he kept looking out the window, and then he started talking. And I took my headphones out, and he goes, "Look at that out there." He goes, "Why would anybody do that?" And there was litter on the ground. There was paper towels. There was water
Was he
bottles.
subbing you?
I think he was subbing me. There was
Was he
water bottles.
passive-aggressive
He
to
might have
trying
been.
to
He was
call you
very
out?
nice, but he's like there was water bottles. There was like papers from a car, like bag, whatever. It was like, he goes, "Why would somebody just leave stuff like that there?" And I'm like, I have no idea. I hate litter bugs. He might not have been doing that. It could have just been coincidence, but then I looked down and I had like 5 paper towels. It was hilarious. Well, then he proceeded to say that he wants to be what do they call you?
Sugar daddy?
A civilian? No. What's a civilian police? Like a citizen's arrest. He said, I want to make citizen's arrest for 2 reasons. One reason, when people litter, and the second reason is when people park in a handicapped spot without needing to be parked in a handicapped spot. And then he proceeded to talk my ear off about it.
It's 2020. You can't call people out anymore.
Anyway.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Just like I heard in California, they're loosening the laws so much. Literally, they only give fines if you're using drugs. They're only giving fines if you're selling drugs. It used to be prison time. They don't arrest you
dear
anymore.
Lord.
And guess what? They don't prosecute the theft unless it's over $1,500.
wow.
So you can go in the Gap and still up to $1,499.
Now, how's that going
They
to
won't
not be mass
process you.
chaos?
That's why California's going down the shitter.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if they can shoot people. See, here it would be fine because it's like you get a gun pulled on you for stealing stuff,
Yeah.
Get shot. Texas.
That's insane.
How about California, though? I don't know, man.
I'm glad I don't live in California. No offense to those who do.
No,
but
it's beautiful in places, but man, you can't live anymore.
Do you want a couple more facts before we're done? There is floating water in space. Did you know that?
I don't think I knew that.
Astronomers have found a massive water vapor cloud which holds 140 trillion times the mass of water in the Earth's oceans. somewhere around 10 billion light years away, making it the largest discovery of water ever found.
What? That's blowing my mind. That much water is floating in space?
140 trillion times the mass of water.
Trillion.
Trillion.
Not
in
10
Earth's
times.
Oceans. Yeah.
2 times would be
It's
2 Earths
only-
full of water.
Let's go see it. It's only 10 billion light years away.
See how long it would take to go a light year. Light years you need crazy booster mode.
To see how long it would take us to travel a light year, you must first have to know what light year is. A light year, okay. It would take you a little under 20,000 years to travel just 1 light year.
20,000 years.
20,000 years. You'll never get there.
20,000 years.
Gosh, that's crazy.
That's how far we can see now. That's what I'm saying. We have no idea what's out there.
That's crazy.
20,000 years to get that far. That's why when they send these satellites to take pictures of the moon, not the moon, to these crazy planets, they're like, here we go. We'll see you in 12 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're flying through space for years and years and years before they even get to a place to where, in our minds, we think, oh, they launched a rocket. They're going to take pictures tomorrow night.
Yeah.
No, we're talking years
That's so crazy.
down the road before they even, hopefully, it gets to where it's supposed to go.
That's crazy.
I love it.
It's interesting.
It's so uncomprehendable for us. You just said 1 trillion times the size. 1 trillion times, 1 trillion, not a billion, not a million, 1 trillion times the amount of water we have on Earth.
And the oceans, yes.
So when you're standing at the beach looking out and you can't see to the end of the water, that's just what you can see.
Trillion's a big number.
Trillions.
Crazy.
That's cool. I think I'm going to go study that stuff. I think I'm going to move to NASA.
Well, how about this instead? How about you just agree that until Nate is finished doing this unit in science, you just help him with his science homework. And then you'll learn more. I learned today.
I might.
And you could also help him with social studies because that, my friend, is way less interesting than science. Social studies, history. I know there are history buffs out there.
I kind of like them both. I like learning about the World War One.
You know the way I like to learn about history is when we watch Drunk History.
We got to do that soon.
We got to start watching that again sometime. We get up on these shows and we just binge watch.
We're
them.
bingers.
We're binge watching Southern Charm right now. I didn't say Southern Comfort. Did you see that? Southern Charm.
You got
It's a good
me
one.
saying it now.
Well, anyway, I think I gotta go. I gotta go put some laundry away.
I got to mix us some drinks.
You don't have to mix wine. You just pour it in my glass.
Oh, dang.
It's Thursday.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to go do a shot of Jameson. It's the playoffs.
Oh boy. Do we even have Jameson?
Oh, I have enough for a shot.
Okay. All right. Well, then, until next time. Peace out, homies.
Later.